Listen, if you're anywhere near retirement or already there and you think you've got it all figured out, I'm about to mess with your head a little bit because there are 7 things you absolutely must own in retirement. And number 7, nobody's talking about it, but it might be the most important one of all. Hi, I'm Elle, and I spent decades as a lawyer and an art gallery owner thinking I had retirement all planned out. It turns out I was missing something huge. So stick with me here because by the end of this video, you're going to look at retirement completely differently. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Let me get that out of the way right now. But I am someone who's living this in real time. And I've done enough research and made enough mistakes to know what actually matters. So let's dive into the 7 things you need to own to make retirement not just survivable, but actually amazing. And fair warning, the last one is going to flip everything you thought you knew about retirement on its head. Number 1, an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of expenses. I know, you've heard this a million times before, but hear me out because in retirement, this becomes critical in a way that never was when you were working. When you had a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks, an emergency was annoying. In retirement, an emergency without a cushion can derail your entire financial plan. Your water heater goes out, $1,200. Your car needs a new transmission, $3,500. Your dog eats something stupid and needs emergency surgery. Don't even get me started. Here's the thing, if you don't have that emergency fund, you're pulling from investments at the worst possible time, or worse, you're putting it on credit cards and paying interest in retirement. Neither option is cute. So before we get to the fun stuff, and trust me, we're getting there, you need this foundation. 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in a boring, old savings account, being responsible. It's like vegetables, not exciting, but necessary. And speaking of necessary, but maybe even more exciting than vegetables, number 2 is something that gives you something money can't buy. Transportation, a car for you and one for your spouse, because freedom matters. Now, some of you are thinking, 2 cars? That's wasteful, but let me paint you a picture. It's Tuesday morning, you want to go to the gym, then maybe stop by the farmer's market, then meet your friend for coffee. Your spouse wants to go to Home Depot, then golf, then who knows what else. You've got 1 car. Suddenly, retirement feels like you're back in high school negotiating with your parents over the car keys. What time will you be back? Can you pick me up? I guess I'll just stay home. No, ma'am. No, sir. You did not work for 30, 40 years to coordinate carpool schedules in retirement. 2 cars means 2 people living their own full, rich, independent lives together, but not joined at the hip. It means spontaneity. It means if you want to drive to the mountains or the beach on a Tuesday, just because, you can. And honestly, it means fewer arguments. I'm just saying marital harmony is worth a car payment. But a car won't help you if you don't have number 3, which is honestly non-negotiable. Number 3, a home, your own home. Now, I'm not saying you have to own your home outright, though that sure is nice. And I'm not saying it has to be a big fancy house, but you need a place that's yours, whether you own it or rent it long term. Here's why this matters. In retirement, your home isn't just where you sleep. It's your base camp. It's where you're spending the majority of your time. It's potentially where you're creating, whether that's an art, a garden, cooking with your grandkids, whatever lights you up. And here's something nobody tells you. Your home becomes even more important if you're building something in retirement. If you're building a miniature model train world, you need space for that. If you're painting, you need a studio area. If you're writing, you need your quiet spot. Your home needs to support the life you're actually living, not the life you think you're supposed to be living. Plus, let's be real. At a certain point, you want your own bathroom. That's just facts. But having a home means nothing if you can't protect it, which brings us to number 4. Insurance. And yes, I know this is boring, but stay with me. You need health insurance, obviously. Medicare starts at 65, but if you retire early, you better have a plan because one hospital visit without insurance can wipe out everything else on this list. You need home insurance and auto insurance. Again, obvious, but here's something you want to consider. Long-term care insurance. Now, long-term care insurance may or may not make sense for you. It's expensive, and honestly, it's a gamble. But here's how I think about it. Long-term care insurance is a gift to your children. If something happens and you need full-time care, who's paying for it? Either your savings get drained, or your kids are scrambling, or they're taking care of you themselves, which is beautiful, but also really, really hard. Hard for them and hard for you. Having long-term care insurance means your kids don't have to choose between their own financial security and taking care of you. That's worth considering. And life insurance, if you've got people who depend on you financially, your spouse would struggle without your income or pension, then yes and yes. But if you're debt-free and your spouse is financially secure, you might not need it. This one's personal and based on your particular situation and needs. But you know what insurance can't protect? Number 5, and this one's actually fun. Your health, and I mean the tools to maintain it. Here's the deal. You could have all the money in the world, but if you can't walk up a flight of stairs without getting winded, what's the point? So own your health, and that might mean owning a gym membership or a bicycle or home equipment or a pair of really good walking shoes or a yoga mat or whatever gets you moving, because we are caretakers of ourselves. Nobody else is going to do this for us. And in retirement, your health is your wealth. And now, more than ever, you have the time to devote to taking care of your health. No excuses, my friend. I'm not talking about becoming a bodybuilder, unless that's your thing, in which case, go you. I'm talking about being able to travel, play with grandkids, chase your dreams, and show up fully for your life. Plus, and this ties into number 7, so hold on. If you're going to be creating or building something in retirement, you need energy. You need to feel good. You need your brain working and your body cooperating. So invest in your health like your life depends on it, because it does. And that energy, you're going to need it for number 6, which might be the most overlooked thing on this list. Number 6, a spirit of adventure. Now, you can't buy this on Amazon, but you can cultivate it, protect it, and own it. Here's the truth bomb. From age 60 to 80, you have approximately 1,000 weeks of healthy, active life left. 1,000 weeks. That sounds like a lot until you do the math. That's 250 months. That's just under 20 years. I'm not saying this to depress you. I'm saying this to wake you up, because retirement is not the time to play it safe. It's not the time to sit on the couch and watch other people live interesting lives on TV. It's not the time to say, maybe someday. A spirit of adventure means saying yes to the things that scare you a little. It means trying new things. It means being willing to be a beginner again. It means giving yourself permission to be imperfect and messy and alive and real. Maybe your adventure is traveling. Maybe it's learning a new language. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's getting on camera for the first time in your 60s and talking to strangers on the internet. Can you tell this is personal? Whatever it is, you have to protect that spirit, because the world will try to tell you that retirement means shrinking. It does not. And that brings us to number 7, the thing that ties all of this together and might just be the secret to a retirement that's not just financially secure, but incredibly, surprisingly, wonderfully fulfilling. Number 7, an endeavor that keeps you mentally and emotionally active and maybe even brings in income. Okay, I'm going to get a little controversial. Most retirement advice tells you to save enough money so you never have to work again. And that's great in theory, but here's what they don't tell you. Humans are not built to just stop. We're not built to go from decades of contribution and purpose and mental stimulation to nothing. That's not retirement. That's slow decline. What you need is something that keeps your brain firing, keeps you engaged, keeps you connected to people and ideas and growth. Something that lights you up. And here's the beautiful part. What if that thing also brought in income? Not soul-sucking, clock-punching, stress-inducing income, but fun, fulfilling. I can't believe I get paid for this income. For me, and I'm telling you this because I'm living it right now, that thing is YouTube. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, YouTube is for young people, stop it. That's exactly the kind of thinking that keeps us small. YouTube is for anyone with knowledge, expertise, and something to say. And guess what you have after 50, 60, 70 years of living? Decades of knowledge and experience. People are searching for what you know. They want to learn from someone who's been there, done that, and can teach them without the BS. Starting a YouTube channel has given me mental stimulation. I'm learning new tech, writing scripts, creating content, challenging myself, emotional fulfillment, connecting with people, helping them, building community. Creative expression, expressing my thoughts in a way that feels valuable and helpful. And yes, the bonus, income potential that grows over time while I sleep. But here's the best part. It's not draining. It's not stressful. It's exciting and energizing because I'm doing it on my own terms, about topics I care about, on a schedule that works for my life. This is the thing nobody tells you about retirement. The best version isn't about having enough money to do nothing. It's about having the freedom to do something meaningful that doesn't feel like work. So let's recap. 1, emergency fund, your safety net. 2, 2 cars, your freedom. 3, a home, your base camp. 4, insurance, your protection. 5, your health, your wealth, a spirit of adventure. And finally, a fulfilling endeavor, your purpose. And here's the thing, number 7 makes all the other ones better. When you have something you're excited about, you take better care of your health. You approach life with more adventure. You protect what you've built because you're still actively building. So here's my question for you. What's your number 7? What's the thing that's going to keep you mentally sharp, emotionally engaged, and maybe even bring in some extra income? If you're even a little bit curious about YouTube as a retirement asset, and I hope you are because I'm literally building mine in real time and sharing everything, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm documenting this whole journey of mine, the wins, the fails, the what was I thinking moments, and the actual revenue numbers. You get a front row seat to someone figuring this out alongside you. And if you want to know exactly how to start your own channel, even if you're technologically challenged, even if you think you're too old, even if you have no idea what you'd talk about, I've got videos to help you with all of that. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 7 things do you already have and which ones are you working on. I read every comment, and I love hearing from you. If you liked this video, you probably will enjoy watching this one next. All right, my friend, go own your retirement. Make it fun, make it fulfilling, and make it uniquely yours. I'll see you in the next video.